This is Luigi, one of the most recognizable video game characters of all time. When you see this character, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? The Luigi's Mansion trilogy? Luigi's Balloon World? Luigi's Circuit? Mario is missing probably? Well, if you've been on the Nintendo side of YouTube, even just for 10 minutes, chances are you've come across these kind of videos at least once, where Luigi wins Mario Party minigames by doing absolutely nothing at all. No inputs from the player whatsoever. And being the Mii fan that I am, I wanted to give this idea a shot myself with the minigames from the Mii equivalent of Mario Party, Wii Party. With 4 different types of minigames and over 80 minigames total, how many can we win without making a single input? Let's find out, starting with the 4-player minigames. In Derby Dash, you have to shake the Wii remote to increase the speed your horse is going at, but considering we are not allowed to do that, it's safe to say this minigame is a no-go. In order to keep your presents from falling in shifty gifts, you have to rotate the Wii remote left or right to keep them balanced, but without the ability to do that, your stack is eventually going to tumble down. Without any inputs, I cannot cut up my onion in chop chops, so this minigame can just chop out of here. No jumping is allowed in Jumbo Jump, so all we can do here is just fall and tumble down the hill. I cannot score any points without shooting the blue cannon popgun posse, so this one is also a dud. Hurdle Hover is not just impossible to win by doing nothing, but it also comes with several concussions after finishing. I can't pick up any pieces in Puzzle Pickup, so this is another game where we essentially cannot score any points. Lunar Landers, however, is the first minigame where we actually have a chance to win without doing anything. The way this minigame works is you have to navigate your way around the asteroids to be the first player to land on the moon. But if the RNG is on our side and we manage to hit the bottom half of an asteroid on the way down, we actually get pushed further down rather than back up. And with this, Lunar Landers is the first minigame that we were able to win by doing absolutely nothing. While Zombie Tag was another minigame I just couldn't win, I also kinda want to believe it may be possible to win with 0 inputs, since this is one of the few minigames where the AI can actually push you around slightly if they are running in your direction. But no matter how many times I restarted the game, I just wasn't getting any results. So while it could be possible, I just couldn't get any luck with it. Next up is Flag Fracker, and I am not allowed to get up and run here, so this one is out of the question. And I have no point being here with these guys, because I can't snap a photo in Smile Snap either. Dicey Descent, just like Lunar Landers, is another minigame we can win, but of course, we have to rely on RNG in order to win. Spoiler alert, that's going to be a reoccurring theme throughout this video. Ram Jam is another minigame that requires me to run, so next. Feathered Frenzy cannot be done either, since I'm not allowed to grab the feathers floating in the sky, and I can't win Goal Getters either, because scoring a goal in this challenge is illegal. And of course, every single CPU here gets to rub their perfect scores right in my face. Saucer Snap is another camera theme minigame, so just like Smile Snap, there's no point in me being here, since I'm not allowed to take a photograph. In Quicker Chipper, all I can really do is lift up my club slightly, and then just stand completely still for 30 seconds while everyone else scores. Since I can't pick a cup and follow your face, all I can do is wait for the timer to run out, and get nothing out of it. I ain't getting dizzy anytime soon in Maze Days, and in Chopper Hoppers, I just put my Wii remote down, and my character decided to try and fly away from the game. Reasonable idea, considering he's not supposed to be doing anything throughout this entire video. Space Brawl is literally just me vibing in space, while everyone else is free to attack and throw stuff at me. Don't know what I did to deserve it, but regardless, 0 points of course, means no victory. In Stopwatches, if you choose not to push the button to freeze your timer, the minigame will just stop itself 10 seconds after the round's target time has passed. A 10-second difference will definitely not score us to first place, no matter the AI's difficulty. Next is Friendly Face Off, and I am not allowed to pick up the puzzle pieces, so next is Barrel Daredevil. Ball Brawl is actually the minigame that gave me the idea to make this video, since I decided just for a joke with myself when playing these minigames for fun to just put the controller down, since this minigame is essentially just pinballing your opponents around until they fall into one of the holes on the arena. And what do you know? It actually worked. But of course, this one did also require a bit of luck with the AI, since if they don't push you at all at the beginning of the round, you'll always fall into this hole on the top left of the arena. Just like in Space Brawl, I can't attack anyone in Tropical Punch, and instead of just losing normally, the AI decides to just straight up make fun of me. Strategy Steps does not automatically pick a number if the timer runs out, so this one is another no-go. I can't collect any pearls if I'm not allowed to move around, so Pearl Plunder is another one we could just skip over. Hammerheads may just be a standard whack-a-mole like game, but this one has always been one of my favourites, just because of the fact you can also hit other players, stunning them for a couple of seconds. Unfortunate that we cannot do that here, so you all got lucky this time. While the horse in Derby Dash still decides to run even if you choose not to whip it to make it run faster, if you do not make any inputs in Space Race, you'll just stand perfectly still at the starting line. Not even an automatic, small, slow flight forward. Nothing. In Lofty Leap, if you don't swing the Wii Remote and let the timer run out, your score will always be 0 meters, and if you don't pick a card in Face Flip, you essentially just skip your turn entirely. Just like in Zombie Tag, in Spotlight Fight, the AI can push you around if they get in your way, but just like Zombie Tag, I had close to no success with this, no matter how many times I restarted the game, so I'm considering this one also impossible. Shut Up Up is yet another camera theme minigame, so next. In Crybabies, you have to rock the Wii Remote in a rhythm that syncs with the beating heart and screen in order to calm down the baby. But of course, I'm not allowed to do that, so whoever my guy is babysitting for, I am so sorry for you. If you don't pick a firework in Lucky Launch before time runs out, you will just automatically be given the firework the other players did not pick. And since this minigame is, well, luck based, you're bound to get the winning firework eventually, so this one is also possible to win by doing nothing at all. And so is Back Attack, but only on the beginner difficulty, because unlike the higher difficulties, which will just fire at you as soon as they round a corner that you just happen to be on, the beginner players just take their time, even if there's a clear shot right in front of them. So to my surprise, we actually managed to win 2 minigames in a row with no inputs whatsoever. Too bad the streak ain't going any higher, because the next game, Chin Up Champs, requires fast button mashing, so we can't win this one. Walk-off requires us to rotate the Wii Remote left or right in order to move around. Since we can't do that, we will get nowhere close to our target distance, so we can't win this one either. And we also can't win balloon buggies since we're not allowed to drive our vehicle around the arena. And not even the bombs can help us get around, so all that's left is Risky Railway, which once again, just don't press anything and hope the center pathway doesn't lead you to a dead end. And that is all of the 4-player minigames in Wii Party, and in total, we were able to win 6 minigames by doing absolutely nothing at all, which is still more minigames than there are 1v3 minigames, because there is only 5 of those, and all of them have essentially the same outcome. I cannot win any of these minigames with 0 input as the lone player, but when I assign myself to the team of 3, I am essentially relying on the AI to carry me throughout the entire minigame. So to put it simply, you can win all of them by doing absolutely nothing, as long as you are on the team of 3. Luck will not be playing a factor in the next batch of minigames, because next up is the 1v1 collection, and not a single one of these minigames can be beaten with 0 inputs. I can't count the Miis inside the train and commuter count, I can't whack the tree in timber topple, there's no way to go forward in delivery duel, I can't get the sheep's attention in shepherd scramble, changing the channels is impossible in channel changes, I'm stuck bouncing in the same spot in springtime. Pop-Up Bandits is another gun theme minigame, which as we've already established, we're not allowed to shoot anything. All that happens in Poppin' Pilots is the AI pushes you to the left, and because the balloons appear everywhere on the screen, expect to miss like 99% of them. Flagfoot Race is the same as Flag Fracker, but in a 1v1 format, and we already know we can't win that one. I ain't rolling anywhere in Roll to the Goal anytime soon, and of course, if the timer runs out in Fruit Focus, you skip your turn. So 0 1v1 minigames can be won by doing absolutely nothing, so all that's left is the pair minigames. And for this selection, I'm going to split these minigames into 2 sections instead of going at them in order like I've been doing throughout the entire video, since not every minigame in this selection is about winning and losing, those sections being Win or Lose and Time/Score Attack. And we will start with the Win or Lose minigames, which just like the 1v1 minigames, we cannot win a single one without any inputs. Without the ability to move my light around in Torchlit Terror, I'm bound to get caught by a ghost eventually. We ain't getting anywhere without any input from me and Tippy Traverse, and in Rodent Rundown, my partner is essentially just Benny Hilling the rat for the entire round. Our journey in Pump Cart Panic comes to a crashing end almost immediately, and my partner will not make any moves if I'm not doing anything in Teamwork Temple. And Color Coordination is essentially the same story. Lastly is Hidden Charms, where even on the master difficulty, the AI still needs help finding said charms. Now onto the other section, being the Time/Score Attack minigames, where I'm actually really curious to see how well my partner can perform without any inputs from me. First up is bumper crops, and while I cannot launch any fruit in my partner's direction, if they launch an apple towards me, it's essentially guaranteed to go into the correct basket since it lands on the right side of my board. We scored 30 points throughout this minigame, which is still 30 more than how many we got in Robot Factory, because if I do not pick up a piece of a robot, we essentially cannot score any points since I'm not helping put the robot together, and my partner will be stuck standing there in place, so 0 points for this one. And same with Basket Bonanza, since the AI will not throw the ball themselves until I do, for some reason. I mean, come on, you're already holding a ball. What are you waiting for? How long did it take us to reach the goal in Paddle Pals if I'm not allowed to paddle a single time? 1 minute, 18.3 seconds. And in Meet and Greet, my partner almost did a flawless run until the very end by walking in on Beef Boss. This minigame took me 34.7 seconds, and in Blastronauts, we had no finishing time because without any inputs from me, just like in Basket Bonanza, my partner won't do anything. So this one is impossible. Fishing Buddies, Sheep Crossing, and Skipping Squad are 3 more minigames where our final outcome is 0 points, since I can't reel in the fish, I am not allowed to rotate the platforms to get the sheep across, and I can't help swing the skipping rope round and round. So, onto Pop Coaster, where we managed to score 25 points, which is okay, but the problem is, my partner for some reason just takes his time shooting one balloon after another. As for Fly Cycle Team, this minigame ends as soon as it starts, since I am not allowed to pedal, but at least it didn't end with 0 as the final score. We only managed to get a score of 5 in can poppers, since my partner primarily focuses on the can closest to his cursor after hitting one, and every time a can hits the ground, 2 points are deducted from our total. Moments like this just show how important input from both players really is. Up next is Spring Ringers, and without any rings being tossed by me, we were able to make 6 flowers bloom, and in Bobsleigh Highway, we managed to reach the goal in 48 seconds, which brings us down to our final minigame, Banana Blockade. And since we can't push or pull the boxes around us, we essentially cannot win this game, since just like in Basket Bonanza, if you don't move, your partner doesn't move either. And in total, without counting the pair minigames where our final score ended up being 0, we were able to complete a grand total of 90 minigames by doing absolutely nothing. And aside from the pair minigames where the AI essentially does everything, what these minigames have in common is winning them without doing anything is entirely luck dependent. Either because some minigames are entirely centered around luck, and others you're mainly relying on the AI to either carry you or make dumb decisions. And as I already said, kinda goes to show that the player's input is very important for all these minigames. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, be sure to click the subscribe button so you do not miss out on what's to come. And feel free to leave any future challenge ideas in the comments below, and also feel free to join my public Discord server, linked to the description below. Hope to see you there, and until next time fellow pretzels, have a nice day. Bye!